Hey guys, what is up? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about text game once you've got the girl's number. This is Seb at Leading Man Attraction, and if you're new to the channel, this is where you can learn how to progressively improve your game to get better at approaching, attracting, and dating women. Now, I want to stress out, guys, that the key to good text game really is a solid approach, a solid interaction. If you've got a great approach, then the texting will become very easy because you won't have to do much in order for the girl to be emotionally invested and for the girl to want to see you again, okay? The foundation of good text game is a good, solid approach. Stating that, in this video, I'm going to be giving you the kind of step-by-step guide of how the interaction through the text should look and when you should be closing. So stick around till the end of the video because you're going to have a step-by-step guide of how to progressively go from the open of the text to the middle and then to the close, and how it all should kind of play out when you're texting a girl. Alright, so without further ado, let's go right into the video. And guys, in this video we are assuming that the approach went really well and that the girl is into you, okay? Because I want to just stress out at the beginning that if your approach is weak, then no matter how good your text game is, the girl is probably not going to respond to you, because think about it, why would she? She did not enjoy the interaction with you. She didn't really laugh, she didn't feel that connection. The vibe was kind of shaky, and she gave you that number because maybe she wanted to end that interaction, or you closed very quickly within the first 2 minutes and she doesn't know anything about you, right? In a situation like that, I mean, the chances of a girl texting you back are pretty low, okay? So if the approach is bad, it doesn't matter how good your texting is, because you're just not gonna get that response because the vibe wasn't there. Now, assuming that your approach is good and you're still struggling with text game, then there are a few kind of steps that you can take to get the girl out on a date. The first text is very simple. It's just, hey, your name, and that's that. If you want to add a little bit more, you can say, hey, your name, and then it was crazy meeting you today. That's it, okay? And you want to send that within the first hour or 2 hours of meeting the girl. If you send in this text in the evening, 5 or 6 hours after meeting the girl, there is always a chance that she might not respond. So you want to add a little bit more information. So for example, something that you've talked about in your initial interaction. So for example, let's just say that you do stand-up comedy and you've told this to the girl when you approached her. Your introduction should be, hey, your name, it's the crazy stand-up comedian that you spoke to and had a blast with today. Right, that is your initial text. If it's been 5 or 6 hours and you know she's been home, she's interacted with a lot of people, she's almost forgotten about this interaction, and you just kind of give her a little reminder. And that's it, that's that, and you wait for the response. If the girl doesn't respond, don't send another text, forget that girl, she's not interested, okay? She knows who you are, she knows where you've met, and she's chosen not to respond to that text, okay? Don't think about that, just let it go and just continue with approaching more women. And ideally, you will have 5 or 6 or 7 leads that you're committed to, so 5 or 6 or 7 girls that you're already texting, so that one flake doesn't affect you. And once she responds with a hey, maybe an X, or hey, how's it going, or how was your day, you know, girl will usually just make it very plain and very bland at the beginning, right? The burden of texting, just like with an approach, is on you, so you're gonna make it more fun, and then the girl joins in, right? So you kind of got to bring her around again. You know, there's very few girls out there who have really good text game, who have really good game, and who are going to make it fun straight away. There are some that you're going to meet, but there are very few, and usually it is up to us to kind of get that interaction to be going in a positive, fun direction. And what I want you to do is to simply continue when you text the girl from where you left off the interaction. Right, so the fun stuff you were talking about that made the interaction good, just simply continue that in your text game. And remember that your objective in text game is to get the girl out on a date, to see her again. So yes, you are building that vibe, and hopefully you have seeded the pull, right, in your approach. So you've said a venue or a place that you might want to take her, so you can progressively build up to that. right? And that is what you want to do. So this is just a concept that we're talking about. If there is a venue that you've told her about in your approach, you can continue to build on the vibe that you build in the interaction and then lead onto that venue at the end of the texting, okay? You should always be trying to get the girl out on a date without pushing for the date. And then you close when the girl is really responsive, she's really into it, you know, she's sending the X's, she's sending quick replies, right? You're having a good, solid conversation. That is when you close, and that is when you get a girl out, okay? You don't close if a girl responds with simple, plain text like yes, no, maybe, I haven't really done anything today, right? If a girl doesn't give you anything at all, you are not meant to be closing. If you close too quickly, she'll make up an excuse. She'll say she's busy. She'll say she's meeting someone. You know, you might close and she'll say yes, and then when it comes to the day, she'll say again she's busy, right? Sometimes she is busy, at other times she just doesn't feel like seeing you, okay? And this happens if the interaction hasn't got enough emotional spikes, if she's not emotionally invested in that interaction with you. So the point of texting is to make sure that you keep up elevating and spiking, right? So you want to spike the interaction emotionally. You want to make sure that the girl is emotionally invested, so she's laughing, right? She's intrigued, she wants to text you back. If you're not doing those things, if you're not building on that initial vibe and your texting is very plain and boring, and you're asking regular questions that she has answered 1,000 times, well, the likelihood of her seeing you are very low, because she's gonna think, well, if this is what the texting is like with him, then probably the interaction that I'm gonna have with him on a date is gonna be the same. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure to continue building a good vibe from your initial interaction while seeding the pull that you've already started in that interaction, and now you're doing it through texting. All right, guys, so that is just a quick tip on texting. You know, there's a lot of concepts. I'm doing a guide on texting, so I'm going to be releasing that hopefully sometime early on in 2021, where you're going to see examples of my text game, you know, from the start to finish, you know, from the open to the close, how I pull girls out on dates through texting, and there's going to be a ton of content with that. However, I want to stress out that if your approach is not as good, then your text game, no matter how good it's going to be, it's just not going to be able to carry that into a date, okay? What you need to do is to have a solid foundation of skills when you do day game, and then the text game becomes extremely easy, guys, because the girl wants to see you. She's had an amazing time with you when she met you, right? She's thinking, oh my God, I'm so glad I met that guy. I'm so glad he approached me. If that's what the girl is thinking, then texting is going to be super easy. And I'll give you an example of it right now. So just have a look at my text game with a girl that I met. The interaction is actually already online. I'm gonna link it at the end of this video. So this is the text game that I've had with this girl, and look how easy it is. You know, it's just logistics. I'm not even doing anything witty and crazy here, right? Because I've had a great vibe with the girl. But if your interaction is okay, it's quite good, you want to continue building the vibe and then start to close. So guys, that's it for this video. It's a long one, a lot of points for you here. If you want to know more about texting and text games, stick to the channel, because there's already a couple of videos out on texting, and I'm also going to be doing a video on Tinder, you know, how to maneuver that and how to go from Tinder to number to date. So I'm going to be doing a video on that, and also, you know, there's a lot of interactions out there already, so check those out. And a couple of videos on text game. There's a playlist on my channel that you can watch. There's 2 other videos. Check them out as well, because there's a lot of content there that you can learn from. And yeah, again, with text game, focus on having a good foundation when you do day game, and then you'll see that text game will become easier as the more approaches that you have and the more fun interactions that you have with girls that are longer. All right, guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you guys thought, and subscribe to the channel, because it's going to be a massive help, and there's lots of amazing content coming up soon. So I hope to see you in the next video, and hey, check out one of my infields right now, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.